Well, you're seeing William the Conqueror's White Tower and the curtain wall and outer curtain wall of the medieval King Edward's and other medieval kings. Tower of London. This is the clearest I've ever been able to get it at night time with this, because of this iPhone. You see, I've been on a smartphone and now I've gone on to kindly been lent the use of an iPhone for when I do these. I love this. I keep saying it, I'm probably getting on people's nerves, but I love the juxtaposition of ancient, very modern, and the way it just blends together, and it's just so colourful. And how lovely does that look? I mean, I've shown this before in some of my other videos, but the picture quality in this is so much better that I literally couldn't leave it without showing something nice. I mean, this is near on 1,000 years old just on its own. In its original day, it had plain pointed roofs on it, as you'll see in my other videos that I've done from inside the tower, but Henry VIII had those onion top domes put on for when Queen Anne Boleyn was to be crowned, and we all know how that went out for her, don't we? Something I've noticed with this phone, I limp a bit since the trouble with my leg with the vaccines and everything, and you could really notice it in my other phone because of the blurry picture quality. No matter how much I move, the picture quality, as you can see, is bloody good. So I'm very pleased with this. So that's a big thank you to my mum for letting me borrow this phone. I don't normally use iPhones or do iPhones because the iOS updates and stuff, but this one's a good few years old now, and it's a bloody good phone. So, as you can see by the improved picture quality, that is thanks to my mum. Tower Bridge again. The walkways, and when you go to the museum and stuff, the walkways are open now. They were closed for a very long time because of all the suicides that they had here. I had there, Tower Bridge. I like to keep showing it because this is the clearest I've been able to get it. I'll just point it out. It's very quiet here this evening, even for New Year's Eve, which I thought was going to be busier. There are a few people around, but they're in little groups and staying away from each other, which speaks of the times, doesn't it? Shall we have a walk along this little drawbridge? Of course, in the old days, the moat, this was the moat, would have been filled with the Thames and whatever else was floating in the Thames. And as I've said in some of my previous videos, it was the Duke of Wellington that got rid of the moat and filled it in and stopped the Thames from flooding in, because the Thames was an open sewer in those days and it made so many people ill and killed a good few. The moat, I mean, it's typhus, dysentery. London was scourged with that regularly before Sir Joseph Bazalgette gave us the modern sewer systems, which saved many millions of lives from his day to the current day. Oh, I love this. This is, look, and they've lit it so well. And I must admit, since my last visit, which was in 2019, I believe, 2018, 2019, they've done different things in here. They've got some things on loan. They've really done some different stuff in the Princes in the Tower exhibition, like a living history type thing, you know, like what I do with the walking in the footsteps of, when you add audio. Well, I didn't have to do it today because you had it already there in place. I mean, this bit here, all along here, is the medieval palace, and this little room here is the Royal Chapel, was the Royal Chapel, and that is the location where King Henry VI was murdered in Plantagenet Wars of the Roses time. I'm just going to zoom in on this. Wow, picture quality is amazing. I mean, you can literally see every detail now. See what I mean about, you notice things, look, where it's lit, just to pick out the ramparts and things. They really I've spent so much time caring for this place, and two, trying to promote its history, which is one of the reasons why I keep doing lives on it, because I want to get this out there, share it. The tourism industry has taken such a beating this year, and this place is quiet, so it's not good. The tourism industry is what pays for the repair and keeps these places open. So for anyone that has enjoyed any of the lives today, if you can, it's not a great deal of money, donate £5 to the Tower of London, and if you go on the website you can do that by texting Raven to the number, and it will take the £5 straight off of your bill, and that money goes straight into protecting this place and keeping it in the condition it is in, because in a minute we will see ongoing works, which is I did show some of it the other day, but to the moat wall and whatnot, to repair that's more around the front. We will see that in a minute. This of an evening is normally chock-a-block, and bearing in mind it's New Year's Eve, and look how quiet we are. Most of London's, I think all of it actually, the big displays, the Trafalgar Square, everything like that, it's all been called off. A load of things have been called off in Wales, and I heard someone told me that a load of the Welsh are going to be coming down to London. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. That is City Cruises, so I'll try one of those ones. I won't go on the Uber. I don't really approve of Uber very much, if I'm honest with you. They've destroyed the cab trade. They're very highly unregulated. You're getting a cabbie, black cabbie, cost you, but you know you're safe. And if he does do anything, you are well protected, because he has a number and everything. So there ain't going to be many of them doing that. With Uber, well, you know what the story is, don't you? I just don't like Uber. My dad was a cabbie anyway. My brother-in-laws were both cabbies, and unfortunately that trade has just died now. And that's a shame, because the black cabbies are part of London's heritage, and that's been taken away. So a big shout out to all the black cabbies out there. Now I've got one or two on my page, family page, and hopefully we'll get some on this page as well. Traitors Gate once again. In the days of old, the river came straight in here and in through the moat all around here, and the boats would have come in with the traitors, and they were taken out for their trial. Normally at Westminster Hall, the most important people who would have gone through here, they was tried at Westminster Hall normally. And yeah, when they left here, they was in their boat, and the guards and the headsman or whoever it was that was with them, they'd have the axe and it was pointing away from them. But if they'd been found guilty on the return journey, the axe would be pointing towards them to show everyone on the riverbank, and this was the days before news and internet and everything, to show everyone that the person had been found guilty and they'd been sentenced to death. It was a way of letting everyone know what had happened. But yeah, this is Traitors Gate. St Thomas's Tower, which was built in 1280. I can zoom in pretty well there now. That's much better. And we was all up in there earlier in these bits doing the tour. Yeah, that little room was where I was standing in, where the Queens and the Royals used to like to sit to watch the boats and everything go by on the Thames, because the Thames was a bit of a spectacle in those days, particularly if it froze over in the winter, and you used to get the frost fairs. Anyone that wants to look at that, anything at frost fairs, look at my London Bridge post and you'll see about those. Traitors Gate, it's a bit dark to see that, but that's Queen Elizabeth I. She was brought here in the reign of her sister Queen Mary, also known as Bloody Mary, because of the amount of people she had burned to death at Smithfield and all over the place, heretics. Wasn't a very well liked woman, was Queen Mary, and she certainly paid for her wickedness, because that woman did not have a very nice life. But considering what she did, you know what they say, you reap as you sow and all that, don't they? She married King Philip of Spain and made herself extremely unpopular because the English did not want, they wanted their royal family kept English basically, and the Spanish were very powerful and they didn't want England becoming a vassal of Spain. And King Philip did not want to marry Mary because there was a big age difference between them. And when the first time he saw her, he was not impressed. He'd been sent to marry an old maid, but he had to marry her, and they did the business, and she thought she'd got pregnant, but it was a phantom pregnancy. And she was mocked over that because she was really wicked. She's double-edged sword, Mary. She could be one of the most compassionate people you could find, and then she could be one of the most ruthless people that would literally, the Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, she did not want to go on the throne. Her parents and her husband's family, the Dudleys, made her do it. Queen Mary knew that, but the Roman Emperor, who was King Philip's father, I believe, or grandfather or relative, one of the conditions of King Philip coming to England to marry Mary was that the Dudleys and Lady Jane Grey had to be disposed of. So Mary signed the order and sent an innocent young teenage girl to her death. I've got an audiobook called Innocent Traitor. For anyone that's interested in the Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, get yourself that audiobook or the book. I like audiobooks because they're easy. I do have a good read as well. Some of the things it's good to sit and listen to. You can do other things like look at pictures from explorers and things like that, or do whatever you want to do. And it's good if you like history because it helps you soak the knowledge in. As you can see, this place is still very much used. That's a yeoman warder who must be going out for his meal. As I said the other day, they have to sign in and out and whatnot. Where this phone's so clear, I will give you some nice views. I might do St Anne's at Limehouse on my way home at night because that's a lovely church. Lovely church. This down here, and there are pictures and stuff on the internet. Years ago, they put, as I said before, they put sand down here and turned it into a beach, a sandy beach, so the Londoners could have a taste of the seaside. If you look on the internet, you'll find about that, and I'll put some pictures up. Everyone is taking pictures of possibly one of London's greatest icons. Tower Bridge, St Paul's, the Tower of London, Westminster Abbey, Houses of Parliament. We've got a few icons actually, like most cities. The place I'd love to go to is Paris, see the catacombs, Eiffel Tower, all that sort of thing. Rome, Venice I really would love to go to because Venice looks a beautiful place. In my St Paul's Cathedral live I done the other day, I've not added all the background info and pictures to that yet, but I really did enjoy that one because St Paul's is an amazing, a beautiful building. If you have a look at the old St Paul's Cathedral on Google, I prefer the new one. The old St Paul's Cathedral was very much along the line of the Norman Abbeys as it was built in that era, very square, very imposing. Ah, there we are, brilliant. The Children's Beach. Can't really see it because let's see if I can show it up with my lighter. I haven't got a torch, I'll have to bring a torch out with me. But see, look, the Children's Beach. This is what I told you about, look. They put sand there and stuff. I won't have to find pictures because there are some there. See? I've gone old fashioned with candle flames today, so a bit of old in there. That's the beach, yeah. This is exactly what I was saying. They did put sand down there and it was turned into a beach, and that's what you're seeing now. Well, it's too dark to see it down there, and it is still sand. I might get a mudlarking licence. You can get them. I'd love to go mudlarking along the Thames. My mum used to take me to a little shingle beach thing in Woolwich, and I found a Roman coin, shark's teeth, lots of pieces of old clay pipe, which was the cigarette butt of its day, the clay pipe. What you're seeing there is New London Bridge, which in the day is an ugly bridge, but at night time it looks really nice. This is the docking station you had down here for the catch a boat from here today. Discover London from the river. I will be doing that when the restrictions calm down a bit, but everything's a bit crazy at the moment, so. And I've managed to avoid big gatherings so far, and that is good. So yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed the recordings today and the lives. It was a bit hit and miss with our lives because the battery kept going. What I will do next time is when I go live, I will plug straight into the power bank, even if I'm full battery, because with my phone and most phones, I think your battery just goes all of a sudden. This is the royal entrance to the tower. Even to this day, if a royal family visits by boat, this is the entrance they come through. Prince Charles came that way, I believe, in one of the ceremonies and celebrations. See, these are the little bits I like. You get so many different aspects of the views. That's one of the towers